right, guys, we have a new intro here for the Bear Pack. Trey, if you want to pull up our subscriber goal, we are so very close to 9,000. We are 95 away, actually, from being to 9,000. We're going to give away a sports memorabilia giveaway. We're going to do that on our live show on Friday coming up here soon. And then we have the 10K subs for 1,000, and then the 12K sub. We're going to send someone to a game again. Probably not the Super Bowl, but who knows? Who knows? It depends on how fast you guys get us there. But Trey, you would notice that we are down a man. Seth is no longer with us. He had to take a step back, dealing with some family stuff. So Trey, we love having 3 people on the show. So we are going to fix that problem with this. We're looking for one person each week for each video to compete for $250 on our college football, college basketball, NFL, or NBA video. This is going to be a contest for the Bear Pack to enter. All you got to do is comment Bear Pack on the video or sport you wish to compete in. So if you think you know the best, if you know the most in college football, you're going to comment on that college football video. If you think you know the most in the NBA, you're going to comment on that NBA video, okay? That's how it works. You can only compete in one of the sports, guys, only one of them. We will bring on one person per week to record videos for that selected sport, and they're going to give their picks for the entire week. So how that works is, in NBA, there's usually NBA every night, so we're going to have one person on the NBA show on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're going to have 7 picks. You're going to come on for the NBA. You're going to give out your picks for the entire week. The individual with the best record at the end of the season is going to win $250 for that sport. So we're going to have multiple people in and out every week. There's going to be someone different. If you think you're best in college football, you're going to comment on the college football video. If you think you're the best in the NFL, comment on the NFL video. We're going to keep a running score of everybody who comes on the show and gives out their picks for the week. The winner at the end of the season is going to win $250 for that sport. Something new, something fresh. We want to keep 3 people on the show, so we're going to ask the Bear Pack members to come on and give their best picks of the week. So if you're interested in that, comment Bear Pack on any of the videos you see this week. All right, Trey, let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's get into some NFL picks and props for Thursday, November 16th slate of games. Before we look at the leaderboard, Trey, I'll have you pull that up. These are the winners for next Monday, November 20th. If you guys watched the intro, this is what that's for. We did have a spin on the college football. Dennis R. Burns is going to be joining us on Monday, so we need one for the NFL. So if you guys are interested in that, comment in this video, hashtag Bear Pack, and we're going to spin a wheel probably on Sunday because it's Thursday, and then we'll have a pick on Sunday, and then we'll bring someone on Monday. So if you guys are interested in coming on, giving out picks for a week, chance to win $250, comment Bear Pack on this video, Trey. Let's take a look at our leaderboard. Start us off.
Yeah, and I was 1-0, and I guess we swept the board, and we were called Stooges in the chat, but I gave out the Denver Broncos plus 7.5 against the Buffalo Bills. Guys, honestly, this Bills team just does not look good. They're not going to make the playoffs. They are not the best team in their division. They are not even maybe the second best team in their division. The Jets, honestly, might have something to say about that one. So I love the Broncos there. They won straight up for us, so that was awesome.
Yep, Broncos plus 7.5. Easiest bet probably I've had in a while. So thank you, Denver, for that. And thank you to the Bills for having the sprinkle on the money line with 12 men on the field at the end of the game. All right, Trey, let's go to the place for tomorrow. It's going to be Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. We have a great matchup here. Finally, a primetime game worth watching. The Cincinnati Bengals going on the road to take on the Baltimore Ravens. The Bengals plus 3.5. The over-under is 46.5. Tell me who's going to win.
Yeah, I'm very excited to watch this game. The AFC North always brings us competitive football games, and this one definitely should not be any different. And the Bengals, they come this game with a 5-4 record and are 4-4-1 ATS this season. They are coming off a tough loss against the Texans last week, losing that game by 3 points on a game-winning field goal for the Texans. And the Ravens, they entered this game with a 7-3 record and are 6-4 ATS. And they're coming off a very tough loss to the Browns last week by 2 points. And the Browns also hit a game-winning field goal against them. So both these teams are definitely wanting to wipe the slate clean with the win here. And if we look back at how these two teams have played against each other over the last 10 times, dating back to 2019, the Ravens, they have a winning record against the Bengals with a 6-4 record. But over the last 3 seasons, it's kind of been dominated by the Bengals. And the Cincinnati, they have a 4-2 record against Baltimore over that span. And both games that the Ravens won were by less than a field goal. So I do expect this game to be competitive as well. I'm just going to take the points here with the Bengals. I do expect this to be a very close game. And at the end of the day, I think the Bengals have a great chance to win this game straight up. So I'm just going to take the points here. Yes, the Bengals, they are going to be without T. Higgins in this game, and that is going to hurt them a little bit, but they do still have Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd, not to mention Joe Mixon in the backfield. So Burrow, he's still going to have plenty of weapons to play with. So give me the road team here. I'm just going to take the points with the Bengals at plus 3.5.
Yeah, Trey, I do like to play. I'm going to join you. I'm going to take the Bengals plus 3.5, and I'm also going to take the under 46.5 points in the game. I think both these teams are really good in the AFC, and this game could ultimately determine who wins the division. I know that some people are comparing the Buffalo Bills to the Cincinnati Bengals, but that's just not true because the Bills, like we just talked about, they're an actual bad team. The Cincinnati Bengals are a good team that just dropped a game against the Houston Texans, who are also a good team. So the Bengals did start the season slow, but they have found their stride, and I do think they're going to cause some problems for the Ravens in this game. The Ravens did blow that game against the Cleveland Browns, which they should have won, but the Browns defense stood tall in the second half. The Browns did run the ball very well in that game, but Deshaun Watson, he played great in the second half as well. He played much better in the second half than he did in the first half, but none of that matters now because he's out for the season. But another Browns quarterback who has contributed a lot to the organization for $235 million guaranteed for him. In this game, I think the Ravens are the better team right now, but the Bengals are going to fight here. The record books don't really matter. These teams hate each other, and I think it's going to be a low-scoring battle to the end. Give me the points and give me the under. I'm thinking that the Bengals might even win this game because they did start slow, and they actually kind of need this game to make the playoffs. I still think they have a chance to make the playoffs, but if they lose this game, it significantly hurts their chance for the playoffs. So give me the Bengals with the points and the under as my 2 plays. Trey, let's move over to the player props. Start us off.
And I already know a lot of people are going to be like, all the Lamar Jackson stands, be like, wow, you guys are stupid. The Ravens are going to wipe the floor clean with the Bengals. They're playing at home. Guys, the Ravens, they just lost to a quarterback that was playing with a dislocated shoulder. And they got lit up by Deshaun Watson in that second half. So I think that needs to be noted. This Ravens defense is reeling just a little bit. So me and Bear both on the Bengals here, and I don't hate that at all.
I do want to say I think the Ravens are the best team in football. I really do. I really think the Ravens are the best team in football. I know a lot of Chiefs fans hate that. And I know a lot. And you know what? I'll take it back. I think the Eagles are the best team in football. I think the Ravens are second. I think these teams are neck and neck, but I like the points.
Ronnie Stanley will have to stop being a turnstile at left tackle for that to happen. I was really high on the Ravens a couple weeks ago, but over the last few weeks, I just have not liked what I've seen out of this Ravens team. Ever since that big Lions win, it's just kind of been downhill for him. But on Monday night, I gave out James Cook to go over 56.5 rush yards versus the Broncos. That smashed. I was very worried after the first play. I was like, oh, God, he's going to be in the doghouse. And he was in the doghouse for a while, but I feel like that fueled him because he easily smashed the over, almost doubled it.
Yeah, and I went 0-1. I had Jaleel McLaughlin to go over 15.5 rushing yards against the Bills. He did get a little bit more carries, but he was bottled up at the line the entire night. So obviously the Bills saw what the Denver Broncos were trying to do, and they stopped it in this game. Wasn't a great game for him. We're moving on to tonight. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, and I'm going to go over to the receiving yards here. And I'm going to take Odell Beckham Jr. to go over 26.5 receiving yards against the Cincinnati Bengals team. This has been an interesting season for OBJ, but thankfully for him, this is a home game because OBJ, he plays significantly better at home than on the road because OBJ, he averages 46 receiving yards when playing at Baltimore, which is way over this number compared to only 19 yards per game on the road. And I expect OBJ to turn it up in this primetime game as well. And that's because that was what he has historically done on Thursday night. And Odell, he's played on Thursday Night Football 6 times so far in his career, and he has hit this over 5 out of those 6 games. In fact, OBJ, he averages 72 receiving yards on Thursday Night Football on average. So I do expect him to turn it up in this game. And he did not practice on Tuesday, but he did practice on full on Wednesday, and the Ravens took him off the injury report. So it does look like he's locked and loaded to play fast here. So give me OBJ to go over 26.5 receiving yards versus the Bengals.
Yeah, Trey, I like the play, and I can already see the comments now. We're both taking Raven props. I'm going to take Zay Flowers to go over 54.5 receiving yards against the Bengals. We have already seen this matchup with the Cincinnati Bengals, and he did go for 62 yards in his first matchup as a rookie. I think he's gotten a lot better over the last few games than he was in the first couple of games of the season, so I do think this number's set a little bit low for him. He has been a great option for Lamar Jackson, and Jackson seems to trust him more than any other receiver besides Mark Andrews. Flowers has recorded 55-plus yards in 6 of his 10 games so far this season, and he's always a deep threat with that speed. He's drawing a lot of targets from Lamar Jackson, and I do think he's a good shot to go over this number. It only takes one catch on a deep route for Flowers to get his number with his speed and agility, so give me Flowers to go over his 54.5 receiving yards. And I do want to say, Trey, Odell's 26.5, Flowers is 54.5. They can easily both get this on one drive, and Baltimore still might not score. So nobody come at us for saying that we both took Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, this could easily be a 32-30 game. I feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game if it is anything, because both these offenses are doing good, and we saw both these defenses last week allow almost 30 points per game, both teams. True. So not very good coming into this short week.
But Trey, let's take a look at the graph before we get out of here. Start us off.
Yeah, and I gave out the Bengals plus 3.5 against the Ravens. I do expect this to be a pretty close game. Like I said, over the last 3 seasons, the Bengals are 4-2. In the 2 games the Ravens have won have been less than a field goal. So even if the Ravens win this game, I feel like the Bengals should cover there for us. And I also took Odell Beckham Jr. to go over 26.5 receiving yards versus the Bengals. I expect OBJ to at least get 27. We're not talking about a lot here. Come on. This is OBJ, guys.
Yeah, and I like the Bengals plus 3.5. I also like the under divisional matchup. I think these teams play close. Thursday night game also. Those games always go under, it feels like. And then Zay Flowers, over 54.5 receiving yards. Like Trey said, 26.5 for Odell, 54.5 for Zay. They can easily both get that on one catch. But guys, that's going to do it for NFL Plays and Props for Thursday, November 16th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like in this video and subscribe to the channel below. We'll see you guys next video, and thanks for watching. We had multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You're going to click that. There's two options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube. And it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month, a little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,